All right. A couple things I wrote down that I wanted to share this week. Trying to really dial stuff in over here. It's obviously tough to get deals right now. A lot of people in town I've been talking to are not getting a lot of deals. We're really trying to dial in stuff. So this is what's we've been doing, some stuff that we're trying, some's working for us, some we're just experimenting with, but I'll go ahead and share it. So one thing that has worked for us over the past month and a half, and it's always been something for us, but now we're putting more of an emphasis on it, is referrals. And I don't mean just referrals. We get obviously normal referrals from sellers that we bought properties from before, but now we got 3 contracts in the last 2 months from at the end of a cold call saying someone who didn't want to sell, asking them, do you know anyone who is looking to sell? And those have been good for us because you have an automatic trust built. When you call, you're like, hey, this person referred me to you. They said you're interested in selling. They may be getting a million calls, but the fact that this is from someone who they know gives us an edge. So we've been doing that. So we were doing that on cold calling for a while, but now we're making sure we're really doing it. Every single call we're asking. We don't offer a referral commission to us. These are just random people we're cold calling. If an agent referred us something, we do a referral commission though. So if there's any agents listening. So that's what we do there on a cold call. And yeah, you got to be careful paying people for leads though. The other thing that we've been doing with referrals is we were doing it on the cold calls, but now we're also doing it on our junior acquisitions, lead management calls, senior closing calls, everything. So what we do is a lot of times someone's disqualified. We'll talk to them. We'll say maybe it makes more sense for them to sell with an agent, and now they have a better understanding of what we do. So now we're ending every call with saying, now that you have a good idea of the people who we serve, who do you know who might be maybe has a property who maybe needs a little bit of work, or they're having some issues with their tenant who we may be better able to help. So we're asking that at the end of every call now. I'll keep you guys posted how it goes. It's something we implemented just a few days ago. The other thing that we've done that's been bringing in some appointments, no deals from it yet, is we took all our leads in our CRM that were generated 14 days or more ago. We've got thousands of leads in the system, and we're sending them back. Obviously, acquisitions is still calling them, but we're sending them back through our marketing channels. So they're going back through the cold calling team. The cold calling team is going through double dial calling them, just running a cold calling script and then live transferring it to an acquisitions person. So we're doing that, and they're getting back through our texting campaigns. They're going back through there again and getting remarketed to. So our theory is like we've been trying to reach these people on the acquisition side. We haven't been able to reach them, and the acquisition guys only have so much bandwidth to make so many calls. Let's put them back through our marketing channels and see if they're still interested in selling. And if they are, they get moved to the top of the queue. They either get live transferred the call over to acquisitions, or if it's a texting lead, it just goes back to the top of the queue. So that's something we're working on. Another thing we did is in our CRM, we now have a field that automatically updates called last contact date. So that's not the date that we made a last call to them. It's the last time we actually spoke to them. And that gets automatically added based on when we speak to them. I won't get into the details behind it in the CRM of how the functionality works. But now we've set KPIs in there and automations. And if it's a hot lead, that's someone who wants to start the selling process in the next 30 days, we need to make contact with them, like actually have a conversation with them every 10 days. If we don't make a conversation with them every 10 days, the acquisitions person who it's assigned to gets unassigned, and it goes into a free-for-all campaign, and anyone can jump on it. And it goes back into our power dialer for all of acquisitions. At warm lead, same idea, except 20 days. We have to make contact every 20 days. And what I realized is that we don't actually care how often we call these people. We care how often we make contact with them. So that's why we set those metrics up. So those leads in warm and hot are assigned leads until someone doesn't make the contact like they're supposed to within 10 or 20 days. And then it becomes a free-for-all for everyone. So that's something that we're doing there. And then cold leads are always a free-for-all. And then the other thing we're doing now is really dialing in our data of who we're marketing to. So we pulled every single sale in Duval County. Some people who are in the Yellowbird group probably saw me post some of this data. We haven't finished going through it all yet, but we said, okay, we went to PropStream, we looked at everyone who sold, and we said who sold at 75% of the AVMs. It's a thing that the computer thinks is the value. It's like the Zestimate in PropStream. I said, show me everyone who sold under 75% of market value in this year. And then what we did is we took that data and we uploaded it to REISIF, which houses all of our data, all of our lists, all that, and we upload it with a tag. And right now someone on my team is going through that, and we're saying, okay, who sold to investors at a discount? What lists were they on? How long do they own the property? All of that. Let's focus on those people, because right now in the market, Most people aren't selling because they want to sell. The only people who are selling to investors are people who need to sell. So let's find who needs to sell. There's no more fluffy deals. Let's find the people who really need to sell right now and they need what an investor offers. So that's what we're trying to do. There were some interesting things we pulled out right away. We don't have all of it yet, but one of them was that people who file evictions don't really sell to investors at a discount. Surprising, right? You'd think they just evicted a tenant, they're maybe sick of the business. The percentage was very low, actually. Why that is, I don't know, but now that I think back to it, every property I bought where someone sold because of a bad tenant, I handled the eviction after buying it. So anyway, just some interesting things. We're going to then take that data and then say, these are the people we're marketing to. We're going to invest all of our resources and all of our time to going after those people because the fluffy stuff is over. We need to find the people who need to sell, and it makes sense to sell to an investor based on data. So that's what we're working on. We're really hitting it hard. Everyone's trying to generate revenue at the company right now. That was our theme of today's level 10 meeting, which is everyone needs to go through everyone on their team's tasks, and 90% of everyone's tasks needs to be something that directly impacts revenue. So someone who's on the admin team, that could be pulling those lists that directly impacts revenue. They don't have to necessarily be on the phone, but a lot of it is going to be marketing and sales. And we're just tightening it up, trying to get some deals done, and keep you guys posted next week how it all works out.